So here's a problem that you might come across where we're trying to find the integral of negative 3 over the square root of 10 minus 10x squared dx. So really what we're doing when we see something that looks like this, we're asking this question, what did we take the derivative of to get that thing right there? Okay, what did I take the derivative of to get the original problem? Well, because I'm asking what did we take the derivative of, I'm going to go look at that table of derivatives. And when I do that, I notice I get something very, very similar to what's in my original problem. Now, there are some slight differences, and our job is to take what's written in white and see if we can manipulate it to look like what is written in yellow. Because if I can make the problem look like this, I know that the antiderivative would be the inverse cosine of x. Okay, so it's going to be some form of the inverse cosine of x. I hope you were able to follow my logic. We can just kind of wrap it up again. This symbol means what did we take the derivative of to get this problem here. If I'm trying to find that out, I'm going to go to my table of derivatives and look for something that is very similar to the original problem. So then let's discuss how we're supposed to manipulate this thing that's written in white so that it looks like what's in yellow. Well, we'll take this constant, negative 3, okay? And we're going to manipulate the bottom because I noticed that they have a 10 in common. And that would change the denominator so that it looks something like this. And if we use some of those rules from algebra, we can go in and we can adjust it so that we have 2 square roots, like this. Now, that may be a bit of a jump from here to here. That's more of a pre-calculus algebra type thing. And I think really a lot of people get caught up in all of the trig that we do in calculus, but so much of, how did you go from one step to the other comes from those pre-calculus algebra and algebra 2 classes that you've taken, many semesters ago. So we'll work with this one more time and see if we can't clean it up a little bit. This is a constant, and one of the properties that we operate by is that we can take a constant outside of the antiderivative, which would leave 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared dx. I'm really, really close to what's over here in yellow. It would probably suit me better to leave that negative sign in here because I know that this thing is equal to cosine negative 1 of x. So our answer here would be 3 over the square root of 10 times the inverse cosine of x. Or we could write it 3 inverse cosine negative 1 of x over radical 10. We do need to put the plus c here because the plus c, it represents that arbitrary constant that we talked about in indefinite integrals. Hopefully this helps you out as you go throughout these problems. Obviously, I'm more than willing to help, so please let me know if you need additional videos or any additional instruction.